Welcome. This video tutorial will guide you through the cash assistance and employment services you can receive through Hennepin County Human Services. As you watch this video, you will hear and see slides with information about our programs. If you have any questions, please ask your Human Service representative or call 612-596-1300. We will explain in detail some of the benefits and requirements through the Minnesota Family Investment Program, also known as MFIP, as well as your employment options. The Minnesota Family Investment Program helps low-income families to reach financial stability through work. We use a combination of cash benefits and job counseling to support families. You may also be eligible for food and child care assistance and other benefits. You will be eligible for MFIP cash benefits for a maximum of 60 months or 5 years.
You have rights as a client of Hennepin County Human Services. Those include the right to privacy. We cannot share your personal information with anyone unless we have a written release from you. You have the right to see any information we have on file for you, as long as it is not labeled confidential. You may request copies of any information in your own file. Access. You may reapply when your benefits stop. Information. If your application is not processed properly, you have the right to know why not. No program rules. Each program has different rules, and you have the right to know how each one works. Living arrangements. You can choose where and with whom you live. Appeal. If you think that you have been denied services unfairly, or you do not agree with the decision made on your case, you can appeal the decision. Legal services. Free legal services are available to you through legal aid. Call them at 612-334-5970. File a complaint. If you feel you haven't been treated fairly or adequately, or you feel you have been discriminated against, you have the right to file a complaint with local, state, and federal agencies. These numbers and addresses are listed on the Rights and Responsibilities handout you received during your interview. You also have responsibilities. You must report changes in your situation to your Human Services representatives within 10 days. Please refer to the Responsibilities page on your application for the full list of changes that you are required to report. Those include earned income. You must report if there is a change in your employment status, including hours, earnings, or expenses. Unearned income. You must report any changes to child support, Social Security or veterans benefits, unemployment insurance, inheritance, and other payments to you. Assets. You must report if you buy or sell a house, a car, or another valuable item. Household. You must report when a person who lives with you becomes disabled or dies, or moves in or out of your home, temporarily or permanently. Life changes. You must report pregnancy or the birth of a child, marriage, separation, or divorce, and custody changes. Shelter. You must report changes in your address or in your living expenses, including shelter and utility costs. Report these situations too. If you file a lawsuit, are convicted or have been convicted of a drug felony, or if you graduate from high school or start attending college. If you have any questions or are unsure about any reporting rules, contact your Human Services representative. Remember that each time you use your MFIP benefits, you are confirming that your records are up to date with the county. You also must be truthful in your interactions with the county, and know that your case could be randomly chosen for review. If you do not report changes to your status, or if you do not cooperate with the state review, your benefits could be terminated. If you give us information you know is untrue, or if we receive additional information that you did not report, we will investigate you for fraud. You could be charged with a crime, and your benefits could be ended. MFIP is limited to 60 months or 5 years of cash benefits in your lifetime. You must tell your Human Services representative whether you have received benefits in other states. The time you receive benefits elsewhere counts towards this 60-month limit. There are some instances where a family may be able to receive an MFIP extension. If you have used or are close to using all of the 60 months, you will need to speak with your human service representative to get an extension because there is paperwork that you will need to complete. You may stop the 60-month time clock by choosing not to get the cash part of your grant. You still might be eligible for food assistance and child care assistance. MFIP expects, supports, and rewards work. There may be benefits for you even after you find work. Those could include 1 transitional year of child care after you leave the program, an earned income tax credit, which could mean a larger tax return for you, family health access through programs such as WIC and child and teen checkups, other assistance through Hennepin County state and federal programs. One of the program requirements is that you must pass the initial income test. If you already receive income from a job and you qualify, you keep that pay, but we will deduct a percentage of your MFIP grant. If you have income from another source, such as child support and unemployment benefits, that income will be deducted from your MFIP grant. If there is a decrease in your income, you should become eligible for additional MFIP benefits. You will need to report and verify a significant change so your Human Services representative can reassess your needs. Once you have been approved for MFIP benefits, we will refer you to Employment Services, a county program that can help you with career counseling, training, and job placement. You will receive a meeting notice for a required training session where you will learn about employment services rules, benefits, and services. At this meeting, you also will assess your family situation, including employment, work history, medical history, children's needs, barriers to employment, and other issues. Based on this initial assessment, your job counselor will help you decide what kind of work you should seek and will assist you in developing an employment plan that you will sign to indicate your willingness to work with them. Most MFIP participants will be expected to work or search for a job. You will need to meet requirements for employment services and fulfill your child support responsibilities if applicable. If you choose not to do so, your MFIP grant may be reduced. This is called a sanction. The first time you are sanctioned for failing to cooperate with your employment provider, you will lose 10% of your grant. After the 2nd through the 6th sanction you receive, your rent will be paid directly to your landlord for 6 months, even if you begin to cooperate. Your total grant will be cut by 30% each month you have a sanction. The first time you are sanctioned for failing to fulfill child support requirements, your benefits could be reduced by 30%. The 2nd through the 6th child support sanction also will result in a 30% reduction of your grant, and your rent will be paid directly to your landlord for as many as 6 months after your sanction is lifted. When you reach a 7th sanction for employment services for child support, your MFIP case will close. If that happens, you are not eligible for MFIP benefits for 30 days. You will need to reapply and then comply with employment services or child support requirements before your MFIP can be redetermined. If you have been a victim of domestic violence, you may develop a modified employment plan. Request an MFIP family violence waiver from your job counselor. They will refer you to a provider who is trained in domestic violence who will help you develop a family stabilization employment plan. The months during which you cooperate with this plan will not count against the 60-month time limit. If there is a child younger than 1 year old in your household, then one adult can claim an exemption for employment services. That adult would not need to work until the child has a first birthday. For each adult in the household, there is a lifetime limit of 12 months for this exemption. If you would like to use this exemption, tell your Human Services representative and please check the box on your MFIP Orientation Guide so the representatives can determine whether you qualify. MFIP provides child care assistance while you work or participate in required activities in your employment plan and when you attend your MFIP overview training. You must meet income guidelines to participate in the Child Care Assistance Program. You cannot receive child care assistance if you run a child care business. You should make child care arrangements early so that there is no delay in starting your job search with employment services. When MFIP ends, you may be eligible for additional services. Transition year child care is available when cash assistance ends. You must have received and been eligible for MFIP for 3 of the past 6 months. You also must meet income limits for child care assistance. If you are interested in transition year child care, your child care worker can determine whether you are eligible. Your employment service provider will help you with employment training and your job search, and will guide you through the services available through the county and your community. Through MFIP, you will have the opportunity to receive employment services from a community provider who specializes in helping people find and keep jobs.
Thank you for watching this video. We hope that this information has been helpful. We know that we have given you a lot of information. Your human service representative can answer any questions you may have.